All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on the cryptocurrency market every day. My name's Austin, and in today's video, I have proof that they are lying to you about Bitcoin. This is a video from 6 years ago, 2013, that multi-millionaire Kevin OLeary, he does not want you to see. And for context, let's forget about 6 years ago for now and jump up to 3 months ago. You may remember this video. This is from 3 months ago, May 14th, 2019, where Kevin OLeary pretends not to understand what Bitcoin is.
Tell me why this, which is basically a digital game, that's the way I look at it, has any intrinsic value. When people actually put real money into this, they make no interest, they can't pay their taxes with it, the regulators don't like it, which is always a problem for compliance. And where's the long-term value? Just this idea that they're going to cut the number of units in half? That's such a scam. Like, that's just totally BS.
So I would say two things.
Okay. Kevin OLeary says that Bitcoin sounds like a scam, crypto is a bunch of BS, and he says that he truly doesn't understand what gives Bitcoin value. He says, and yes, if this was the first time that Kevin OLeary had ever heard about Bitcoin, maybe he hadn't done the research yet, then yes, I might believe him. But this was from 3 months ago. But now, thanks to leaked footage from Thomas Schultz, the link to his original tweet is in the description down below. Now we do know that Kevin had a vast understanding of what made Bitcoin valuable back in 2013, and proof that back in 2013, Kevin OLeary didn't just understand Bitcoin, he had 2 to 3% of his portfolio allocated in it. But this is from 3 months ago. We've learned new information about Kevin OLeary since then. A clip that I shared with you of Kevin OLeary 3 days ago talking about his first experiences with cryptocurrency.
Help me become a believer, okay? Because I'm a huge skeptic of this. I have my crypto crap wallet. I put $100 into it 2 months ago at a Harvard Business School class at night. It's worth $30.62. Yep. Primarily because all the other crap, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Stellar Lumens, blah, 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 blah. What happened to all that stuff? If this is really such a great idea, why is there only one Vegas game working?
Yeah, well, look, I'll say...
Okay. Did you catch it? Kevin OLeary sharing that his first experiences with cryptocurrency was him investing $100 near the top about 2 months ago, which would have been right around here. He invested as a goof. In front of a Harvard Business School class, he invested $100, but still doesn't truly understand. Watch what smart money does, not what smart money says. Because now we have proof that Kevin OLeary, he didn't invest in 2017 when Bitcoin was up here. Kevin OLeary invested 2 to 3% of his portfolio way back 2013, right here. Right here. This is a 3-minute clip. In the interest of transparency, I'm going to play you almost the full thing. Just keep in mind, the video's a little bit grainy because this was published 6 years before that Pompliano CNBC interview back in 2013. Watch to the end.
It's been a roller coaster ride for Bitcoin, the internet currency we've talked about on this program. If you follow it yesterday, you'll know it lost 60% of its value. This was just after it hit a record high of $266. Now, though, it's already starting to come back up again. Just 2 months ago, each Bitcoin was worth only $20. And if Bitcoins really have a future as a currency. Kevin OLeary is our business commentator and the chair of OLeary Funds. We know he has a thought or two on that. Nice to see you in studio again this morning. Number, what's going on with this huge rise from $20 way up into the hundreds and then a precipitous fall yesterday?
Well, let's remember that until yesterday, most people around the world never heard of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, for those who don't know it, is basically virtual currency, the same that you would get for blasting aliens in a video game, except now traded globally. You can buy Bitcoins with virtually any currency on Earth and convert back into any currency or buy goods and services with it.
Well, we talked about the story. What really got us talking about Bitcoin was the guy in Edmonton who was selling his house for the first time, wanted 400,000 in Bitcoins.
So I think the best way to look at this is a proxy for the mistrust individuals have of central bankers. If you're willing to take Bitcoin as a currency, a virtual Barbie currency to me, it has no basis, no central banker, no hard asset behind it. But if you don't trust any other currency, this is where you go. So it's essentially what's happening here, Heather. People all around the world are saying, I've had it with my central banker. I don't trust politicians anymore. I'm going to trade with this currency with my computer and my cell phone.
Well, they did that. The reason the Bitcoin shot up was after Cyprus, when they thought the government was going to get their hands on the money in the banks. So people turned to Bitcoins to keep them protected.
Wow. Kevin OLeary, yes, he likes to play the heel on Shark Tank, on television, but back in 2013, he understood the value of Bitcoin. Now listen carefully. Listen to the reasoning why, back in 2013, Kevin OLeary decided to put 2 to 3% of his portfolio into Bitcoin.
To keep them protected.
So I ignore everything till it gets to $1 billion of market cap.
Okay.
That happened recently with Bitcoin, well over $1 billion in value. So it's here to stay. When you've accumulated a virtual worth of $1 billion and people are willing to trade it and actually buy things with it, turn it back into hard assets. And here's the key, Heather. Owners of hard assets are willing to take Bitcoin. This is here to stay. That's what's going to happen. And no central banker can control it.
But you just called it a Barbie currency. I was going to say, is it all hocus pocus? I mean, is it a legitimate form of currency to trade?
It is. And as soon as it passed $1 billion and someone bought a hard asset with it, in my books, as an investor, it became real. Now, at the same time, because relative to all other currencies, it's tiny. $1 billion is irrelevant in the currency market. Remember, the currency markets are the largest markets on earth, bigger than commodities, bigger than stocks, bigger than bonds. It's going to grow, but it's going to take a long time. But the key is volatility. Nobody's going to put a large part of their net worth into this thing because it can go up and down 60% in a day, as we saw yesterday. But is it here to stay? Oh, yeah. So will I take 2 or 3% in Bitcoins? I think I might. I'm going to start looking at it.
Are you really? I was going to say, are you into this at all?
I have a basket of currencies, Heather. The way you diversify your risk in currencies is to own many of them. I own euros, I own Swiss francs, I own Canadian dollars, American dollars, and I might start to dabble. A little dabble-dooey of Bitcoin.
That's exactly what I was going to say. All right, thank you for the primer, Kevin OLeary, our business commentator.
Wow. Pay attention. Pay attention to what the smart money does, not what the smart money says. I bet Kevin OLeary, who gave this interview 6 years earlier to a Canadian news channel, I bet he probably thought this would never surface. And Mr. Wonderful, on Shark Tank, on television, he often plays the heel, the villain. But he's not dumb. He is a multimillionaire whose business is mutual funds focused on global yield investing. So the question that I think we have to ask ourselves is why is Kevin pretending not to understand? Either he's telling the truth, that yes, 6 years ago he did the research. From that research, he believes that Bitcoin has no inherent value. He prefers government-backed currencies. It's possible. But Mr. Wonderful is not dumb. He's smart money. That brings us to our second reason. He's lying and he's accumulating. Let me know down below which one you think. They're both valid, but it's not like we haven't seen something like this before. We've actually seen this many times before. Jamie Dimon saying, and I quote, "I'd fire any JP Morgan trader in a second who traded Bitcoin. It's against the rules. It's stupid. It's dangerous." Of course, we found out months later that Jamie Dimon had secretly been accumulating as much Bitcoin as he could. And of course, earlier this year, we found out JP Morgan is getting into cryptocurrency with their own internal stablecoin. Pay attention to what the smart money does, not what the smart money says. And if you're wondering, hey, how do we know? How do we actually know that back in 2013, Kevin OLeary purchased Bitcoin? Well, from April of 2013, just after he made that interview, Bitcoin would trade up and down around $65. And yeah, maybe he didn't invest anything in Bitcoin. But you know what? I find that very hard to believe when back in 2013, Shark Tank was in its 3rd or 4th year. This guy was investing $100,000 for 10% of Scrub Daddy or Daisy Cakes or whatever they brought him on Shark Tank. So you make your own conclusions, form your own opinions. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And guys, if you've gotten any value, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, join our team. We drop a video every single day. You do not want to miss one. Like always, I'll see you tomorrow.
Tell me why this, which is basically a digital game, that's the way I look at it, has any intrinsic value. You can buy Bitcoins with virtually any currency on Earth and convert back into any currency or buy goods and services with it.
Well, we talked about the story. What really got us talking about Bitcoin was the guy in Edmonton who was selling his house for the first time wanted 400,000 in Bitcoins.
So I think the best way to look at this is a proxy for the mistrust individuals have of central bankers. So it's essentially what's happening here, Heather. People all around the world are saying, I've had it with my central banker. I don't trust politicians anymore. I'm going to trade with this currency with my computer and my cell phone. But is it here to stay? Oh, yeah. So will I take 2 or 3% in Bitcoins? I think I might. I'm going to start looking at it. That's such a scam. Like, that's just totally BS.
So I would say two things. One is